Shalom, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a live episode of Faith Walk, the intersection of life and faith. It is Wednesday, October the 23rd, 2024, and it is a great day to be alive and well, no matter what circumstances came today and are in our lives. If we were granted the blessing of a new day, it is a great day because every day that the Lord makes is a great day, despite what happens in our lives. So we give him glory, we give him honor, and we give him praise for the blessing of this new day and the ability to be able to come on the airwaves this evening again, another Wednesday night live to share with you what it is his will. Because again, this show and what we do on this show, it is his will. His will. I am just the vessel that is leading this platform, but it's all his brain idea coming through me. So we thank the Lord and Savior for this mighty assignment on the mountain of media that we do not take lightly. So our show tonight, we have some fantastic expert guests, as we always do. Excuse me. But these guests, I'm going to say, are extra, 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 extra special because I've known them practically my entire life, which is quite a long time. So we have hair and scalp specialists, expert specialists in their field, Pearl Anderson and Nikki, and she and both of them are going to be joining us in a few minutes. But of course, before we do that, I have to bring on my wonderful, awesome, can't say enough words, platitudes about her, Miss Sandra Lee.
Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Hey, everybody. How you doing?
I'm doing
You
well.
doing
How
all
are
right?
you? I am. I am. It's good to see you
I'm
today.
doing all right. I got some lighting issues. What'd you
Well, it
say?
looks good though. It looks good though. And I just want to say, your hair, like what is going on? You look marvelous, darling.
You know what, Sharon? This haircut is just doing what it does. I'll wear it in the middle. I'll wear it on this side. I'll flip it. So as you can see, it's grown back so much since I
It
got it cut for my
has.
birthday. Because
It
I had
has.
it was here. So I'm just
Yeah.
doing what I can do until I get ready to go back to the beauty parlor.
Okay. Well, I thought maybe because our show tonight was about hair and scalp that you probably want to be like, look, I want to make sure that my hair looks, superb, so nobody talks about me. I thought that's what you
Well,
were going for.
that is what I was going for, but I was gonna act like I wasn't.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, sure.
Well,
I want to
uh-huh.
act like I showed up like this.
Okay. You got out of bed like that this morning. I got you. I got you.
Exactly,
Well,
exactly.
I know that Pearl is going to use me as her a subject more than likely because we've been together for so long. And I've been a hair and scalp model for her since ages ago. So
Wow.
yeah, so you're going to hear a lot about my hair and scalp issues and
Okay.
what to do and what not to do. So yeah, we go way back and so I am so pleased to welcome. So we're going to have them join us right now. We have Pearl and we have Nikki, and this is another mother-daughter duo. Like last week,
Oh, wow.
we have another mother-daughter duo, and they are live
Beautiful.
in their salon tonight, working.
Wow. That is beautiful. Hey, Pearl.
Yes,
How
How
you
are you,
doing?
Pearl?
I am doing awesome. I am so excited. This is really such an honor. I'm too grateful for Sharon and you, Sam. I mean, look at Sarah Lee. Look at you. Like she just said about your hair, it is beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
is lovely. So, we give you kudos of that. Yes. And Sharon, you look so nice and
All
bright
right.
and
Thank you.
I love it. You doing
Hello,
Uh-huh.
it's nice to meet you guys. Hey,
Hey,
I'm Sharon.
Nikki, how you doing?
Good. How you doing? Nice to meet you,
Good.
Chandra. Yes, your hair is stunning. Gorgeous. I don't
Thank
blame
you.
you.
Well, look at that. Look at
Look at
that.
them
Uh-huh.
edges, girl. Yes, I
And I
like the
was trying
gray.
to get rid of my gray too.
I love the gray. I love the gray.
Hey,
You
I
see
was
mine,
trying to
right?
get rid of it. I finally
You see
spelled
mine, right? I love it.
It does. Looks nice. So
And the
Nikki,
flash is so purple.
you have somebody live and you're doing their hair right now, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Good
Yes,
job. Live in action. Okay.
yes.
All
Oh,
right.
wow.
So, Pearl, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background in hair and scalp care, your credentials, and all of that. And let me ask you, is it Dr. Pearl Bailey Anderson?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we want to get your credentials straight, Dr.
It's not
Anderson.
La Pearl. It's Pearl Bailey Anderson. So
Okay,
I
doctor.
just got to my last name. I didn't want to get rid of it. I
Okay,
love it.
all right. Pearl Bailey, of course.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, Again, as she said, my name is Pearl Bailey Anderson. I am the owner and operator of La Pearl's Beauty and Brown Hair Scalp and Hair Spa. We are just really delighted to be here. I thank you, Sharon, for inviting us and having us to share what we do here. We are located at 3857 Lancaster Avenue in Philadelphia. Our phone number is 215-387-8232. I also wanted to let you know about our email. If you want to contact us, you could contact us at lapearlbeauty@gmail.com. She said, I said it right, at
Yes.
gmail.com. So one of the things that when she talk about credentials, I'm like, okay, they put Dr. LaPearl across that board. It is super exciting. And when you start talking about hair, people literally think you're a doctor. We are a part of what they call paramedicine. So we're not doctors. We don't, they say we cannot treat. They can't use that word. We can't treat, but we can address hair loss, scalp issues, the things that we went to school for as cosmetologists, not trichology. As cosmetologists, we went to school, we learned all things about nails, we learned about the skin. And so now today, they don't teach that in cosmetology. You just learn about hair. And we're grandfathered in. Nikki and I are grandfathered in. So we can do nails, we can do hair, we could do facials, and we could do body waxing. But the new generation can't do that. They have to go to school for more education to get esthetician. Now, with cosmetology, you did learn about hair disorders, hair abnormality, just a little bit, very little. But we didn't know that was called trichology. And recently, so my trichology certification came from two professors, and I call them professors because when I tell you, it is so much work and it takes so many years because you learn at your own pace. You have to take clinical practices before you finish. You have to do 5 clinical practices before they will even test you. So with all of that, they want to make sure that you have what you have and that you know what you know, a lot of things, if you're not using it, you're going to lose it. So you have to practice this stuff all the time. And that's what I do. I love, like, as you can see, I'm in my clinic and we just relocated the clinic, but I'm in my clinic. And at the background, you see some pictures and things that we do in our clinic. But also, we just recently in February, we went to Canada. We learned from the people from Italy. Now, I would have went to Italy because the class was canceled in November of 2022. It was canceled, or 2023. And I'm like, oh no, I would go to Italy to get this because it was that important. You learn so much. So this was about learning how to use a polarized microscopic lens. So this right here is what we use over here is a polarized lens. And so my camera was supposed to follow me over there, but it didn't.
And what do you use the polarized lens for, Pearl?
We use the polarized lens to look at the hair shaft, the hair above. So we literally have to extract it. So it's just like when they do a biopsy, we literally have to extract it using forceps. And when we extract that hair, we have to take it from a certain area. And that area would have to be, you have to measure from the front and then you have to measure from the side to the top. And it's the same area no matter what the issues may be. Now, there are 3 locations on the scalp that you would look at, but when you're doing the microscopic exam, the top of the head at a certain location is the only place you would take that. And when you examine the hair with that, the polarized microscopic exam, you actually looking at the hair follicles. So when you look at the hair follicles, one of the things that we do, we have to measure the depth of the follicle. We have to measure the diameter of the follicle. We have to see whether it has a root sheath, inner and outer root sheath. We have to see whether it has any incidents on a hair shaft. So those incidents can be things like squalene or lactic acid. It could be cornea scales on the hair. It could be so many. When we pull it out from the root, we want to see the bulb. When we see that bulb, what comes out with that tells us the story about why you may be losing your hair or why you may be, what may be causing it. If you're not losing your hair, it also tells us the diameter of your hair, whether your hair is miniaturized, pre-miniaturized, or terminal hairs. It also lets us know how, when it talks about how deep the hair bulb is in the hair shaft, that is one of the most important findings that we get from that, because then we could tell you that your hair is going to be there for a while. If it's a short depth, it's not going to be there. If the diameter looks like this opposed to your thumb, then that hair may be miniaturized, going toward pre-miniaturization. And we can tell all of that by looking at these slides that we have. And when I tell you, it's mind-blowing.
It is fascinating. It's fascinating.
I truly enjoy it. So I could keep talking about that forever.
It is fascinating because when I was going to Pearl, she would, share what she was seeing, and I would be seeing it as well through the microscope. And she would be sharing all this knowledge with me, and it's like, wow, like
we look at her using a scope like this. Since we started, we have elevated from different scopes. I've had every scope that has been out there. But one of the things about the scopes, when looking at Miss Sharon's hair follicles and examining her, one of the things that we did, now I have to tell you another story. So one of the things is how I got actually into this and how she became such an important part in my life early on. When in the 70s, they started doing braids. I just had my last daughter. My hair came out, stress and all that, having a baby, life, marriage, house, being wife, all those things was very stressful at that time. And my hair really came out. And so I went to a braider and she braided my hair and she gave me 50 braids and charged me $50. So when I counted, I'm like, I had 50 braids and she charged me $1 a braid. Now today, you know how many braids people get. If we charge $1 every braid, you guys be paying a lot for getting your hair done. The second time, I left that in for maybe a month or two. When I got it done again, I went to another person that did a better job, but she had long fingernails and her fingernails scratched the nape 3 rows because my hair was still short. She scratched me as she was catching those braids. I had to take those 3 rows out, treat them. 3 weeks later, I went back, asked her to put them in, and she wanted to charge me. Well, I felt like, well, you're the one damaged my scalp. Well, while she was doing that, she was braiding hair. I looked at her hands while she was braiding hair, and I studied her while I'm trying to convince her to do my hair again without charging me because she caused the problem. She said, no, what I decided, I'm going to learn how to do this. I went home. I called my sister that lived on the same block. I called my sister, Catherine Easley. I said, Kat, you have to come over right now, because I had it in my mind how I could do this. I did her hair. When I finished her hair, I bought the hair and everything. When I finished her hair, she went home. I got 3 clients. Now that was not my intention.
Right.
That was never my intention. My intentions for education and work was to be a chiropractor. I did not intend to be a beautician. It became something that I became good at. And then I saw things like my hair was out because I just had a baby. I just gave birth. Stress in my life was going on. So my hair came out. Well, the people that came to me actually had very short hair. One of the things ended up happening, I could catch that much hair. And because I got the reputation of catching that much hair, the word spread.
Wow.
And here I am today, still doing clients. I'm not braiding. No, not braiding. But Sharon, while I went to school, Sharon was my babysitter. At the same time, Sharon was my model for when I did shows. She's won me competitions braiding her hair. I wish I had pulled her picture out because I still have her photos. I had big posters of Sharon with
Yes,
her
those
hair.
posters. I remember. Yes, I still have them somewhere.
Yes, I do. I really do now. If we got a break, I'm telling you right now, if we take a break for whatever reason, I'm going to go get that picture. I'm sure y'all Sharon with her long braids. But guess what else she had? Sharon liked color. So Sharon had either a lot of blonde streaks in her braids, and she wanted her hair really long. So we did that, and I won competitions that I entered because of her. So look at this full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
So Pearl, let's do this. You can go look for the picture while Nikki shares some of her background and what she's into as it relates to hair and scalp care. So Nikki, what's going on with you in your industry?
Okay. Hi, my name is Knekeya, Knekeya Payne, and I've been in this industry for 30, like 32, 34 years.
Get out. It's been so long. I can't believe it, Nikki. Remember when you were a baby?
Yes. I still love law though, but yep. 34 years or 32, 34. But you know, my mother, since I was 8, I've been around the cosmetology between hair shows and just assisting her. So upon graduation, I was asked to go to hair school. Berean Institute is where we both went, and I've been doing hair ever since. And my experience with the industry has been good. I mean, for me, honestly, I can be honest because that's what I am. I was, it was a job at first. Then I had to scale up because life, and I guess they get serious or make it more meaningful or preserve the legacy, as you would say. So I desired to take classes, take more classes, um, just invest in my craft and where I like to be in the niche I would like, the footprint I would like to leave in the industry or just in my community and in my clients that are in my chair. So I'm still learning, and I still attend classes. I have what do you call it? I have a partnership with Ashtray Products, which I love. They're in Greensboro, North Carolina. Is African American
Uh-oh.
and
That's Sandra's hometown.
is multi. Yes, global texture line, and they encourage me. They challenge me, and they're along with my mom. The community that we built, they built that they allowed me to be part of, and the one my mom, that one I am a part of with my mom, just allows me to grow and just not stay stagnant in this industry, because it can, because you can, if you don't have anybody around to challenge you, to push
Challenging, yeah.
you, to allow you to explore, and especially with the clients, if you have a desire or a singular niche that you want to just stick with, that is so okay. At the same time, I have one. I like healthy hair, but moreover, I like hair that fits my client's lifestyle, not just hair that fits, and hair that fits a moment. But they got to understand sometimes those moments don't fit the lifestyle. So when that happens, when they want the hair that are moments to fit the lifestyle, then they can compromise their hair and scalp. That's where I come in at.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we have some questions right off the bat. Shaquana has a question with do you have recommendations on blow dryers to use to keep my natural hair maintained between salon visits?
That's a
Any
hard one.
recommendations?
In reference the recommendation of a blow dryer.
That's what it sounds
So
like.
yeah, Andy's. I like Andy's blow dryers. Sometimes you have to get a separate comb attachment. Sometimes you don't, depending on what type of natural hair the results you want. It depends on how often you blow dry. If it's straight hair, like my client here, if you want to maintain this straight, as I have a lot of clients that have like autoimmune deficiencies, and breakage is a part of it. Their hair draws up at the scalp and it breaks a lot. So I recommend to not wait till it get there. Maintain it like every 3 days with oil and like 3 drops of oil or something like that. Massage it in the hair, blow dry it, roll it or wrap it real quick. And this is an evening set. It's not like, doesn't have to be every day or in morning. It's just the evening set. But personally, me, I'm dealing with my summers at this moment. I cut my hair off. So I just have the top, and then I had moments of shaving it, and so it's just growing back now. But yeah, so to maintain hair integrity, blow drying it, flat iron is not always necessary. Roll it. We have pillow rollers, and then there are flexi rods, whatever you feel comfortable sleeping with. But some oil, some type of serum, and everybody's different depending on their hair texture, the weight of their hair, and the density of the hair, the coarseness, and the results they want. So it's more so of a consultation type of thing,
That's
via
what it
phone
sounds
call, via live Zoom. We are available, or Skyping, however, virtual. That's the word. Virtual consultations, and live in-person consultations. We offer that to just help get out your head, or just stop the product junk drawer, because that's a thing too. I've experienced that.
We have another question from Shaquana. She says, "What are some tips to keep my natural hair from breaking with the season change to fall?" That's a good question too.
Okay, so I recommend coming into the salon, getting a consultation first. There's nothing to prevent breakage all year long. It's going to break. I mean, stress, braids are like a breakage concept. You take them out and you're like, okay, why is my hair breaking at these demarcation lines? And then internal represents what you put inside can come out in your hair, or the results of what you put in your body can come out. Like I stated earlier, autoimmune deficiencies can cause extra breakage. Lack of hydration. And I've heard last week the hydration concept has something to do, and it doesn't just go through one part. It doesn't just address one area. It has to go through all these filtering all throughout your body to address your hair, skin, and nails. Most of the time is the last thing that gets nourished when there's a problem. So sometimes supplements,
It's the
sometimes
first
you get
thing that moves,
the first thing that goes and the last thing that gets nourished.
that gets addressed. Yes.
Internally. So, but you could tell something's wrong when you break brittle nails, dry skin, cracky lips, closed feet on your eyes, whatever my mom said, that too.
Same.
So when it comes
Need
to
eyes.
breakage, and when it
Yeah.
comes to breakage and moisture, definitely it definitely a consultation, because every moisture isn't the same. Everybody doesn't need moisture the same way. It's not one size fit all. But there
Mhm.
are regimens that can be established, because even breakage isn't the same. But consultation, mainly protein treatment and moisturize with steam. We start there. Then a healthy haircut, which I'm gonna do with my beautiful client. She's coming out of braids and flat twists, braids and flat twists from the summer. So we're definitely going to give her a nice uh, cut. I don't use the word trim. I cut hair with scissors, shears. We cut with shears, but it's going to be a gentle. I call it a shaping or reshaping. So we're going to do that and give her some nice curls and bouncy. But yes, that deep condition consists of protein and moisturize for the change of season, any season, and a nice cut. And those are recommended 3 to 4 months, depending on your lifestyle. And everything really, really depends on your lifestyle, because different weather requires different hair regimens, different climates.
Wow. So here's
Well,
another question
to go
from.
along with,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
have
Go
Go
to
ahead,
ahead,
Mom.
Pearl.
say again,
Go ahead, Pearl.
to go along with that, you have to also understand what the hair textures are. Because she asked the question about blow dryer first. Well, everyone shouldn't have the max heat to their hair. So one of the things when it comes to hair, like the flat irons or the curlers, the Marcells, if the heat is so hot that you can't touch it, it's too hot. So a lot of times what they do with flat irons, with blow dryers, with children's hair, they want to put the hottest heat so it get the straightest. That is not proper protocol. So one of the things that you have to think about is what your hair can handle. Somebody else, how it can, Miss, her client's hair may be able to handle more heat than someone else. Miss Nikki's hair can handle more heat than mine. And then Miss Sarah Lee's hair should not handle the same type of heat that Nikki and Nikki's clients have, because she has gray hair. If you put that same type of heat you put on Nikki's hair as that gray hair, it's going to turn yellow. And you're going to have to constantly put yellow out or color it to make it come back to white. Opposed to gray, you're going to have to do something more to the hair. So when you ask that question, it's an awesome question, because a lot of people don't realize that comes from anything that's so hot that you can't touch it with your hands.
Wow.
That's the
Wow,
first thing.
that's good information.
So even if you get a good blow dryer, it don't matter whether it's a bad blow dryer. Put it on the medium opposed to the high. See, now the other thing, you have to take more time. It's not going to get it straight, but putting it on medium would be better than putting it on high, so you could take your time. And a lot of times we use the comb attachment, where I like to use the brush and the nozzle, so it's not directly on that hair. So my brush is combing and I'm moving the brush and the dryer all at the same time. And I'm also tilting the dryer away from your scalp. Because if I'm putting it on your scalp and you have any type of scalp issue, it's going to cause more so what I would call contact dermatitis. So it could cause a problem. So I try to make sure I'm blowing away from your scalp. Now, Miss Nikki, like she said, she uses those dryer. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't take her dryer because my hair is very fine and my scalp is very tender. So when she dries my hair, when she blows my hair out, she's blowing my hair out after I've blown it out, but I put in moisturizer, I put condition creams, oils on my hair to protect my hair. So when she does blow dry it, it's not going to kill it, it's not going to break, and it's not going to dry it out, because I've already sealed all that moisture in my hair. So I'm not going to lose any more moisture. Was that helpful?
Absolutely. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We have so many questions. So the next question is from Honey Bunches, and she says, "What is your professional opinion on hot oil treatments? Actually, is it actually helpful for dandruff and dryness?"
Now, hot oil treatments don't help you with dandruff. It can help you with dryness, but dryness, you need moisture. Lubrication, what do they do with a car? They don't put water in a car to lubricate it. They put oil. If you put water in a car, it's going to clog, it's going to mess up. But with our hair, water products is going to moisturize the hair. The hot oil is going to seal the moisture in. So it's a two-step phase. So one of the things that happen when people come to us, the ticket can be higher because we have to take all those steps to make sure we assure you leave with healthy hair. So we can't tell you one thing, do everything. I can't do that. If I did that, I'm not doing you an injustice, because if your hair is dry and brittle, then if I just put oil, I never put any moisture, I never put a cream on it, I didn't seal anything because I didn't put the moisture in there first before I put the oil on to make sure it's sealed. So some products, Ashtay has a product called, what's the product? The product that they have when you're blowing the hair out?
Oh, Moisture Plus. Everyone gets Moisture Plus.
Moisture Plus. And then they have another product that is like a sealer.
Triple threat.
Yes.
Triple threat. Silken serum. Yes.
We use Ashtay's moisturizer. The Pearls also have a product called pH. And the pH brings your hair back to a normal pH. All these products that we use are designed to give you more moisture, hydration. Now, we can put you under our steam treatments. We could put you under our photodynamic therapy treatment. We could do all those things. But if you go home and you put more heat in it, you're killing it. And then Miss Sharon, one of the things that we did with Miss Sharon, for a whole year, Miss Sharon did treatments every week for one whole year. And her hair did so well. So speaking of Miss Sharon.
Wasn't it longer than a year? Oh, wow, Pearl.
Let me try to get it right. There, that.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. I remember that. Those braids were so heavy. They were so heavy. I remember taking a shower. I was like, Lord have mercy. I got to get these things cut off. But they had to stay long for the photo shoot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have some too, but Lord knows.
Beautiful.
That's
those
Miss
are
Sharon. You know, sometimes you want to toss things because you said you're never going to use it again. Well, these pictures are my library. They're part of where my journey came from. It tells a story. And so being here really, really is an honor. It truly, especially with Sharon, it is, I'm telling you, I am so humble with it today. One of my devotions was about don't quit, don't give up. Don't give up, keep going, because God has not finished with me yet. He said that he don't finish until the day is done, till it's done. Now, only time it's done, I have to be gone. I have to die.
Right.
So as long as I'm living and he gives me breath, then he expects me to keep on moving. Yes, I have fear. I told y'all before I got on there, I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. But he told me, because I read that this morning, it was really, really helpful for me to prepare. I can admit I'm nervous, but I showed up. I could have said,
Absolutely.
Sharon, I have to cancel because I had to go
Right.
somewhere today. I don't think I'm going to pick that up. I had that excuse. It was early
Mhm.
this morning.
Oh, I knew you would follow through, nerves and all, because you do this every day, and this is what you do. This is who you are. It's just an
Yeah,
audience watching, but you do this in front of audiences because you teach classes that teach other
because I
professionals
work
in your
that way.
industry. So, and you
It
record same thing. But we have some more questions. So, Netta, now, Pearl and Nikki, this is my mom. This is her question. She says, "I have slightly curly hair, but now it's getting gray." And it's unruly. What can we do about it? Pearl,
It's
her hair
unruly.
is like mine was, but only if we can say this. I know it's not probably proper, but she has a better grade of hair than I had, but her hair is real fine.
Okay, so being that she says it's slightly curly, but it's unruly. So that means she needs more moisture. She needs more hydration, and she needs to do it on a regular basis. I don't know
And
how
I'm gonna
often.
interject there. She may need to change her style.
And
Okay.
as she said, if she's unruly, that means she's wearing it natural.
Yeah.
If she's
Well,
wearing it natural,
her hair gets braided. I braids her hair.
Just so
so
it'll be out of her face and out of the way. You're not so much that
Yes.
she cares. You
Once
know
a
what I mean?
week.
so one of the things with braiding your hair, you're not doing anything to it.
Right.
When you take it out, it's unruly because you didn't do anything to it while it was braided.
True.
When it's
Okay.
braided, you can also get a mister treatment, hydration and oil treatment. Now, if you have earlier, somebody said that they had dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis or scalp psoriasis. If you have those things, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have seborrheic dermatitis, you should not have braids in your head.
And
If
what
you
is
have
seborrheic dermatitis, Pearl?
seborrheic dermatitis, is you know how it gets really flaky and oozy, and it's seasonal, more progressive. And what happens with the hair, it's an autoimmune, it's a response. So when we're dealing with that, we're talking about free radicals attacking the hair follicles.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's attacking the skin now, so some things attack, some free radicals can attack the hair, some free radicals can attack the follicles, and some things attack our skin. So people that have scalp psoriasis or seborrheic dermatitis or eczema, all of those things are free radical that have gone crazy. In order to control these free radicals, there are specific things you need to do to bring it under control. Some things are natural, and some people have to take supplements. Some people have to put topical creams on them. Sometimes all of these things can happen because of stress. So one of the things that comes to mind is about oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is when the free radical goes crazy. And so these molecules, which are free radicals, are just roaming around mimicking healthy molecules. And those mimic healthy molecules when it gets close to, so think about a guy walking down the street and trying to talk to you. And you're both walking down the street and then all of a sudden, but this guy is a perpetrator. So that perpetrator looked like a nice guy because he's all dressed up, got a clean face, haircut, glasses, and maybe a briefcase. So did he fool you? Because he's a perpetrator. Well, free radicals are perpetrators. Mm-hmm. And they fool ourselves into believing they're good. And they get into that cell and create habit on our skin, on our scalp, and on our hair follicles. But when that happens, what do we do to get that under control? So these free radicals can be inflammation, appear as inflammation. It could be follicle aging. So sometimes we could get folliculitis, and those free radicals attacking our hair follicles. And it causes bumps on our hair follicles or pimples. They get really irritated. It oozes and it has a smell. So sometimes all of these things are part of what we call oxidative stress. And when we have that experience with oxidative stress, most people don't realize what's going on. And so that's one of the reasons really I wanted to make sure that I educate the customers about how to realize, okay, this is like a perpetrator attacking my follicles, a perpetrator attacking my hair. So one of the things when you're talking about your mom braids, how do you prepare her hair before she gets the braids is important.
Well,
Pearl,
Pearl, let me just say.
What she said, the gray is unruly.
Yeah.
The gray.
The gray is unruly.
But did you say you braid her hair?
I just when I say braid, I mean cornrow. Just to get it out of her face, I just give her cornrows every week.
And does she put a wig on afterwards?
Oh no, she ain't going nowhere. No, she just
braiding
it. Just
And what are you shampooing her hair with before you braid it?
No, I don't. No, I don't do any of that.
A dry shampoo sometimes.
Oh, no,
dry shampoo.
No dry shampoo.
Well, let me say this though, Pearl. Because Netta's condition, I can't take it to the sink. I'm also her healthcare provider, right? So
Can I say something?
I'm her home health aide.
Okay. I had a friend that I had several clients that first they were able to walk in, then they weren't able to walk in, and they end up in the healthcare, portion where they end up in the bed. One of the things that you can do, you could take the same shampoo, the same shampoos and scalp exfoliants. You could take a scalp exfoliant, everything green scalp exfoliant, and put it on our scalp before you shampoo. What this has in here are awesome properties that help healthy scalp ensure the hair growth. So it gives a better environment. And what this is a pre-treatment. So we have 3 pre-treatments, and they're for different reasons. This particular pre-treatment is called our hair scalp exfoliant, herbal, everything green hair, herbal scalp exfoliant. It's minty. So peppermint is in it. Peppermint calms the free radicals. Did you hear what I said? It calms down free radicals. But this also lifts any debris, any scaling, any dryness that's on the scalp. It softens it first. You massage this in enough. So when I say massage, I mean massage. So you use your elbow. You don't do this.
Oh, okay.
If you did that, I would smack you because it's not a shampoo.
Right.
I've had people that say, please don't let them shampoo my hair again. Don't let them shampoo my hair because it wasn't aggressive enough. It didn't really stimulate the growth. So what happens when you do this, you're stimulating and circulation and oxygen. That's what you're doing. When you do that to the scalp, you're moving it. So I'm just using the elbow. I'm not using my fingers. I'm doing this and I'm putting pressure on the scalp. So you massage it in like that aggressively. You leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes so it does its job. So it softens. It helps lift it. So when you rinse, you don't shampoo this out. You rinse it. Rinse it completely out. And by rinsing it, you have to feel the scalp to know whether you still feel some smoothness from the product in the scalp. So you have to rinse behind the ear, behind the nape, rinsing well around the forehead. Check the forehead and make sure it's not slippery and smooth, because that means there's still product on it. And if you blow the hair out, if you don't rinse it well, when you blow the hair out, you're going to blow that product from the forehead back into the hair that you should have rinsed. That once you do that, then you can use, if your hair is dry, you would use our herbal moisturizing shampoo. So our herbal moisturizing shampoo is very good for softening hair. But if she had buildup on the scalp, then she would have to use our, Nikki, what's the name of our other shampoo?
I'm sorry. Everything green or
Everything green.
We got herbal cleanse, total
The herbal
cleanse, and then
cleanse.
moisturizing. Yes.
The cleanse is
Herbal
used
moisturizer.
before you would use. So sometimes one of the questions earlier was what product. People don't realize sometimes you have to use one product to clean, the other product to soften. They're both shampoos. You can't use the same shampoo to clean all the time because it's stripping. And you don't shampoo 3 and 4 times, because when you start hearing the squeak, that's too much. You took all the oils out.
Okay. Well, Pearl, how often should a person wash their hair? I know there's different things out there.
We wash clothes.
Okay, my bad. What's the proper term?
We shampoo the hair and scalp.
Okay. How often should that happen?
It depends on the client. Like some people have a buildup. If they have a buildup, they have seborrheic dermatitis. Sometimes you have to do it every 3 days. If you have scalp psoriasis or flaky scalp, you may have to do it every 3 days. So what happens is, with the hair, if it's oily and you see the style starts to flatten out in 3 to 4 days, that's when you need to shampoo it. My hair, when I leave it out, it has to be shampooed every 3 days because the curls don't hold after 3 days. If I wear it flat, then Nikki put a lot of heat on my hair. If it doesn't revert back, then I had too much heat on my hair, or I had the right amount of oil and cream on my hair to keep it moistened without it drawing back. So I had enough protection in my hair that it doesn't draw back up. So that meant humidity doesn't get to my hair and make it draw back up. If we don't protect it and seal it, then humidity can get back in our hair because we didn't seal it. And that's what Ashtay's product does. So we work between Ashtay's and Le Pearl's Everything Green. And because we work with those 2 products, we've been educated on it. Before they became Nikki's mentor, Michael Woods was mine. And then as Nikki started wanting to explore, I called Ramona Woods, the owner of our Ashtay products, and I said, Ramona, you need to take her. You got to take her now. And so Nikki had already been calling her Aunt Ramona. And Ramona called me one day. She said, do you know? She's the only one who ever did that. And, I mean, they have done an awesome job with her. And when I tell you, an awesome job with her. And they're Christians. They know the Lord. So they do prayer every morning, 6 o'clock, online, Facebook, every morning. And so when you talk about a company that you can have that type of relationship with, you could talk about God with them. You could tell them if they did something wrong or not, and they don't get bent out of shape. That's the people you stick with. And that's why we've been sticking with them. The same thing with Dudley's product. So Mr. Dudley just passed away earlier this year, the owner of Dudley's product. He just passed away. And with him passing, I have been on Zoom with him, and we talked about the Word of God. We did book readings. We did a 6-hour book reading with Mr. Dudley. I'm like, whoa, but it was so awesome. It was so awesome. But now his son, Joe Dudley Jr., is my mentor. He's my coach.
Okay.
And whenever I need advice, I could go to him. I used to go talk to I didn't really talk to the father because I felt intimidated. I didn't really talk to the father. I was too shy and too intimidated. But when we did classes, I listened well. I learned a lot. But now I have the son. So when you're talking about that dry hair and unruly hair, it needs to be moisturized, because if it's not moisturized and she's not getting the proper hydration, you doing it at home is not enough. She needs at least go in the salon so they can examine her hair and see what her hair can do, what's going on with it, and then they can give you a full recommendation. When you ask the question about what type, how you shampoo it, you could take these same products and take a basin, and you put water in it. You take a hot towel, you put the towel in there, you wring that towel out, and you put it on the client's head, and then you do it again, put it on the client's hair. Then you take the shampoo and you shampoo the hair. You take and rinse that. You do that maybe 2 to 3 times, depends on how damaged or how much buildups in the hair. Once you do that, once you rinse it, you put the conditioner on. You put the conditioner on, and then putting the conditioner on, it allows you to condition the hair. So our conditioner has very, very important molecules. One of the things about our product is botanical. So it's not what they call organic. It is botanical. Botanical is better than organic. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's what I learned in learning how to put this product together, because we are using products, and it's not homemade. It's through a chemist. And the chemist is also, her name is Angela McGee, and she is a trichologist as well as a chemist. So with her being able to do this, she's doing exactly what we need. Whenever we need to change something or add something, she's able to do that. So I'm not in the kitchen whipping up product. The labeling, everything comes from her. So we're not doing all of that. But what we do is make sure that we're using the right product on the client's scalp. So once you shampoo her, you take a hot towel, not hot that she can't handle it. And that's what you have to remember. If it's too hot for your hands, it's too hot for her. Okay. So you take that towel and you keep saturating the hair and removing it. I actually did a video on a man beard, because he can't lay back, he can't tilt forward. So I do his beard sitting up. And when I do his beard, I shampoo, I exfoliate, I scrub it, I do all of that while he's sitting up. When you have a client at home and bedbound, I've done that for clients. I've done that even using their face, doing their face, and the person that was taking care of them, that wasn't their forte. That wasn't what they were there for. But when I did that for this client, because she was a client, then she ended up sick and bedbound. I went to the house and served her. Actually, I went just to see her. Upon seeing her, I noticed her skin and her scalp, and I asked them, can I take care of her, please? They let me do that. She talked to her. She didn't talk to anybody. She talked to the husband. When she passed away, her husband became my client. And guess how old he was when he did that? He was 90. He was 90.
Wow.
He was 90. Mr. Tolles was 90 years old. And I said, Mr. Tolles, why did you leave your barber? He said, because the way you took care of my wife.
Wow. Makes a difference.
An honor.
Pearl, I have a question. When we were talking about washing hair, now, you know, the old school, which is still in play, I believe, was never so much in play with me, but how Black people have a tendency to wash their hair once a month, once every 3 weeks. all of that sort of stuff. Can you please speak to that? Because I've spoken to it to people based on what I learned from you, and never believed me. But can you speak to this long-term not washing your hair thing that Black people tend to do sometimes?
Well, remember I talked about those. You can get all kinds of infections not shampooing your hair because of the product you keep putting on your hair. It's like a magnet attracting more and more particles from the air. The sun can also cause some damage on your hair, especially if you're not shampooing it. That means you're doing something to maintain whatever you're doing. And when you're doing that, you're just putting and piling more stuff on the hair. And then when you shampoo it, you're not shampooing it properly. You may not be shampooing it all out. Then you put stuff on the hair. And if you smell your hair when you're putting the heat to it, you know you didn't shampoo your hair properly. A lot of times people don't realize, they thought back old school, they thought shampooing, the dirtier my hair is, the better my hair will grow. That's the age I grew up in. That's not true. Because the dirtier your hair is, the more bacteria and fungus your hair can attract. The more problems you can have by not shampooing the hair. So I hope that answered the question.
Yes. Thank you. Now, can you speak to this? What are some of the treatments or therapies that you use to recover dry hair? And you may have said some of this already. Dry hair, dry scalp, brittle hair, hair loss, and hair breakage. Because a lot of people have hair breakage and different things and don't know why. How do you treat some of these things?
Well, one of the things that we do the consultation first because we need to find out what's going on with the hair, whether it's a full trichology exam that includes looking at your hair using this scope or this particular one. We're using these to give us an assessment. So the magnification of these is from 50 to 800 times magnification. So we can see the hair shaft, the hair breakage. We can see brittleness on the hair. So it gives us a whole lot of information. We can look at the scalp and we can see what your scalp looks like. So what I tell people, don't shampoo your hair anymore when you come in, because I want to show you what you have, what you bought me. When I show you what you bought me, people are like, oh, that's mine. So they realize, they know they need to shampoo it more. So one of the treatments we do, therapies that we do, we use infrared light. So we use near infrared light therapies. That helps with the free radicals, that help with the oxidative stress, that helps with the inflammation, that helps with hair follicle aging. Infrared helps with so many things, even telogenophilia. So telogenophilia is when your hair is coming out because you have some type of oxidative stress going on. Telogenophilia is when your hair is coming out at a telogen stage. So there are 3 stages of hair loss, of hair transitioning: anagen, catagen, and telogen. Learning from the Italy Trichology Association, I learned that they're not just telogen, anagen, and catagen. There are several stages of each one it goes through. Looking at it under microscope helps us to identify which stage, whether it's anagen 6, anagen, whether it's catagen 1, 2, or 3, or telogen 1, 2, or 3. So it goes through those stages and how many of those hairs are doing that. When we do that and we look at the therapy, most of my clients are either doing some type of light therapy as well as a supplement. They're also doing shampooing on a regular basis at home, and some of them are coming in because of their schedule. They may not be able to come in, so we make sure they go home with products that they can use to help them maintain the hair at home. They're coming in with what appears to be CCCA, which is centrifugal cicatricial alopecia. And that CCCA starts off with a really small hair loss and it goes out. So that's why they call it cicatricial. It expands. It starts off small and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And a lot of people wait till it get too big before they come in. the first thing I do, because I know that has something to do with inflammation and free radicals, molecules just going crazy. The first thing I do, I tell them they have to use the near red light therapy. And by doing that, they start feeling better. They see the difference and they become faithful. I don't have to tell them to come in. I don't have to tell them or make them. I don't have to call them and remind them of their appointment. But then you have the clients that have androgenetic alopecia. So androgenetic alopecia would be where female or male pattern balding. People wait with males. Sometimes if you see an M appearance in the forehead, that's a sign of different types of hair loss. So this right here is a chart that we go by, and then we match that chart with maybe this chart. So you can have one of these in your scalp that gives us the idea of exactly what classification your hair may be coming out in. And when we get that classification, then we know how to address it. We know what to tell you. We know whether the what's going on. But going to Italy blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
I kept the chart, but then they added digestive, nerves, physical deterioration, and pseudo-physical deterioration. And those are different sections in the head. And when you have pseudo deterioration, it's the whole head is involved with the hair loss. Wow. Or hair miniaturization or scalp issues. It also has something to do with whether you are, your digestive system is at whack, attacking, you're not eating right. Your nervous system, what's going on that's causing you so much stress? Or I don't really call it stress anymore. I changed that to, I said here, when we're looking at the hair follicle and we're thinking about the clint, this is the list of things that we go through. It's on the mirror so the client actually sees what the exams they're going to be getting. So when I get to the part where there may be stress, I say incidents in your life. There's so many incidents that can happen. You may not see that incident as a stress related. And then when you hear that word stress, it makes you mad.
Right.
It stresses you out even more. So I try to really eliminate that word stress and say this is an incident. So when I'm looking at the nervous system, I'm looking at what incident could happen. When I look at the whole head, it's about the incidents that could have happened. You're not eating right. You're missing your meals. You're not eating vegetables. You're not eating enough fruit. You're not drinking enough water. You're doing coffee, soda, juice that you did not make yourself in your kitchen with your fruits and vegetables.
Right.
Those are things that can cause more incidents if you're not taking care of those things properly. And then you have the physical deterioration in your scalp. And when you have the physical, we're looking at a certain location of where the hair loss is. Because what I learned from the Italy Association, Trichology Association, is everything is not CCCA. And CCCA can be treated. And how would it be treated? What's the signs? If the skin is really smooth and soft, it doesn't have any scarring. You don't see scarring, but you don't see hair follicles. When you don't see the hair follicles and it's shiny, then we know it could be CCCA. It could be lichen planus pilaris. It could be pseudoplates. It could be a number of things. It could also be causing from the front where they have FFA, where there's frontal fibrosis alopecia. And that's where ladies are losing their hair and the hairline is receding back like this.
Mm-hmm.
And as it's receding back, what does that look like? How do we know what we're looking at? We look at it with here. We see dryness around the hair follicles up front. We also don't see any follicular markings. So when we look at those things now, you may think you don't have any follicular markings. But when we look at this, we can see it. So then we help you understand. The other thing that I love about these scopes is when this particular one gives me a measurement. The other thing is when we use this particular, I don't know whether it's going to follow me now. It followed me. So this particular scope is actually it's a compound microscope, but this particular lens is the polarized view. Now this was actually custom made for us. So you can't just go to the store and get it. You can't just order it from anywhere. It was custom made. What I did, this right here is a camera. You actually measure the hair through microns. It's not measured by inches or centimeters or millimeters. It's measured by macrons. And these macrons will show you here. We're looking at this. We're looking at the different colors because the polarized lens is giving us the color. Like these red, we're looking at green, blue, red, or yellow. Those are giving us the different amount of protein that you have in your hair. Now, if I didn't know that before, it blew me away. Blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
Pearl,
much information.
before you finish, well, actually, we have to wrap up because it's after 9. But I missed a question earlier, and I want to get to it from Aisha. Aisha Lee says, I feel like my hair texture changed after my second child. It's drier and doesn't hold moisture as well. Any advice?
Hydration. You look like you have beautiful long hair, but it's thinner also because what that is, the hormone change. So because your hormones changes, sometimes it may not go back. You have to do things like take supplements. You have to change the way you eat. You have to stop eating the things you were eating before. You have to look and try to figure out what can you add. And then what we've learned is I took a course in how to read blood work. The blood work based on the things that can actually help change the hair by taking supplements like vitamin E, folic acid, folate, iron, serum. All these things are vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D. These are things that if I don't read your blood work and look at your blood work, because trichologically, we need it to be higher where medically it could be even. Trichologically, it may need to be higher. And when saying that, Miss is it Aisha saying that means
Yes.
that I need to, if you have blood work, you can always send that to us. We can evaluate those. And then by evaluating that, we can make a recommendation of what you could use, what supplement you should take, not only what supplement, how many milligrams of that supplement, also how long, because some supplements we have to retest after 3 to 6 months. So you sometimes you take it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then you stop a week, and then you take it for another 3 weeks. The thing that you have to remember about any type of vitamin or mineral, some vitamins and minerals only they're water soluble and then they're fat soluble. The difference with these vitamins, water soluble is only going to be there for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Also, I recommend if you're of childbearing age from 8 to 80, multivitamins and prenatal pills. They really do help because
sometimes with prenatal pills, again, if the levels are different, the levels may be more or too low. You have to bring that level up even higher. Because a lot of women still take the prenatal pills, but what they're not realizing that baby's not in there anymore. Those pills were for that baby. It wasn't for you.
Okay.
That was for the baby.
Right.
That's why they call them prenatal pill supplement.
Okay.
Once the baby's going, your hormones went wacky. It takes a body, it takes our organs 9 months to get back together.
Wow.
9. Now, if you're different, women may be different. Each person may be a little different, but it takes, we don't just get that. It don't just fall back in place.
Right.
It doesn't. So being that it doesn't fall back in place, we have to do something to make up for those things that are inactive, that's not doing right. And then you can't just go out and do something. And the other thing I want to tell you guys, near red cannot be taken or used if you're using any type of steroid medication. Any type of steroid medication, because infrared light makes a cellular change. Steroid medications makes a cellular change. We would be counteracting it. A lot of people that uses these,
like you said, get some blood work done. At the end of the day, definitely get your blood work done. Iron, your mineral vitamin deficiency could be present after a baby, and that can definitely affect your hair. And iron deficiency is one thing we can feel in hair. It feels dry and rough. That is the first sign. It's a sign for us that it's an iron deficiency, and or there's a problem internally, not externally, but internally. And oils can help mask it to minimize the dry feeling and or the breakage you may think you're experiencing. But at the end of the day, blood work definitely can address that. And I say it sounds like iron deficiency because I had that same problem. But doctor, blood work done, mineral analysis.
Okay. And then the other thing, Miss Aisha, if you examine your hair, see if you have triangular alopecia. That means that your hairline went triangular. So that's after giving birth to a baby, that is common, but it will come back. What we do, you're not doing any steroids. We do infrared therapy for that. And it may be 3 to 6 months that we would recommend that. And sometimes it's 10 to 20, it's 10 or 20 minutes, depending on the client. Everybody, all of our services are customized. It is not one thing for everybody. Okay. Everybody is customized. Some clients need to come in 3 times a week for certain treatments. Oh, wow. Some only need to come in once a week for certain treatments. So everybody is not the same. It may be using it and then the timing. If a person's coming in 3 times, you can't also get any light therapy every single day. You have to be, any therapy has to be every other day.
Wow.
Okay. Now we have one last question. I want to make Aisha the last question. We have one, and then we're definitely going to wrap it up. Renee Smallhorn says, "Is tension alopecia permanent? Is tension alopecia permanent?"
No, it don't have to be. It depends on how long you wait. It also depends if you keep pulling on the same area and there's no more hair follicles because you damaged them, because you kept pulling on. So infrared light therapy would be what we would address that with, to see whether that, because what happens is inflammation. When you see all that redness, that's inflammation. And when it hurts and it's painful, you're really pulling it. And then sometimes you may also see the root sheath come out because it pulls so tight. You pull the hair almost out of the scalp, but when you actually take the braids out, it comes out, and you see that. It wasn't meant to, but you pulled it so much, it's almost like I'm extracting it, but in opposed to them extracting it, they're putting so much tension on it. It is not permanent. It doesn't have to be, but in some cases it can be.
Okay.
Wow.
So Miss Renee, stop doing whatever you're doing to cause it.
Okay.
This was so informative, you guys. I mean, obviously we can continue for hours.
So much.
We've already went past our time. So thank you, Pearl, and thank you, Nikki, for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
You guys have to come back on because obviously there's so many questions that we didn't ask.
Yes, we didn't get to our questions.
But the audience asked a lot of questions, which was good. Say that
We're
again,
coming
Pearl.
back.
You can always have us come back.
Yes.
Save
Yeah.
those questions for next time, and we will do that. But you can always send those questions to us. So you can email those questions to lapearlbeauty@gmail.com. I keep forgetting we have so many emails. So it's
Yes,
lapearlbeauty.
pearlbeauty@gmail.com. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Any
You can
other
always
contact information? What about your social media?
say again. Miss
What about
Nikki
your
got
social-
that.
Yes, our social media, Facebook and Instagram is La Pearl Beauty, at La Pearl Beauty. And yes, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
And then our website is www.lapearlbeauty.com. So you could go to our website and you can always set up a consultation, request one. We will get back with you. So we see all of those requests. And then if you're interested in trichology consultation, a full consultation is $350 for a full trichology consultation. It lasts about 2 hours. It includes the extraction as well. It includes looking at your scalp using the scopes. It includes going through a full questionnaire. So you have to fill out like a 14-page questionnaire to answer some questions and try to be as honest as you can. Some people want to leave the age out. Age is very important. They don't realize age is important. And then how long this has been going on is very important.
Girl, can you give out your phone number as well? Your to the salon?
262. Give my cell number out.
We don't want that 215 number.
215-387-8232. Again, that's 215-387-8232. It has been such an honor and a privilege. Thank you guys so much. Miss Sarah Lee, you also.
Wait a minute. Now, LaPearl, you've been calling me Sarah the whole time, and my name is Sandra.
Sandra Lee. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm sitting up here. I'm like, that name, Lee, Sandra Lee. Okay. I did call you Sarah.
Because you know what's so funny? Everybody does that. It's automatic.
Because you know what happens? Our eyes trick us.
Yes.
To make us believe we're looking at what we think we're believing. Some people, not everybody. Miss Nikki wouldn't have done that because she doesn't have the same issue I have.
You notice I answered anyway, so it's okay. We enjoyed you guys so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having us.
It was so informative, so much information. So we definitely have to get you to come back again for another series when we get ready to do a different series.
Thank you so much.
We can do a part 2 because I would like to continue. I like the questions because scalp and hair care.
Yes.
Care starts with the scalp. Hair care starts with the scalp, and is a seasonal thing. So we could come back in the wintertime. So I got you. Pre-winter.
Absolutely.
Quarterback this.
A lot of people don't realize that hair care starts with the scalp. That's why it's so important that great that you guys do both. Take care of the scalp, you'll have healthier hair more than likely, right? But are you finished? Did you get the finished product?
Oh, she went to the restaurant. But yes, she's done.
I will. I was like, okay, that's looking good. I want to see the finished product.
When she comes, I will take a picture of it and post it and share it to the feed on the Facebook.
All right.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, again so much, and we definitely will have you back.
Yes.
So
Thank
we
you.
should do a quarterly thing for the seasons, and you can talk about what you should do in that given season for your scalp and hair care as well as overall care. How about that?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
My sister helped me prepare for this, Catherine.
Thank you.
She helped me prepare for this. So I'm excited. Nikki, she pushes me.
Yes, that's beautiful.
You know, I say Nikki is the air beneath my wings.
All right.
That's what the younger ones do, right? The mother-daughter duo. You have the wisdom and she brings the energy, right? So, ladies and
I
gentlemen, thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so
for
much
watching
for
us.
having us.
Right.
You're
Thank
welcome. You're
you.
welcome. And we will have you back. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us this evening. We appreciate you. Thank you for all the questions. And if you guys who are watching on the replay, you have questions, Pearl and Nikki, just put them in the chat and we will forward them over to Pearl and Nikki, and then I'll give the answers on the in the chat once they answer me. So don't worry, if you're watching on the replay, you can still get your questions answered.
She's shaking standing up too, like
Directly. He's put the love Pearl beauty at gmail.com. Email Pearl
It's
and Nikki
beautiful.
directly. And make sure you tell them the questions came from watching the Faith Walk show, so they'll know where the questions came from. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We love you. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Shalom.
Good night.